Hi there, everybody. It is Friday the 15th of December. We've got 10 days to go until Christmas, and I'm so looking forward to it, just like a big kid. But anyway, I have got the ultimate Christmas present for you guys. So never mind your soap sets or your talc or socks, whatever it is you get. This, hands down, is going to be the absolute best Christmas present that you'll absolutely ever get. So you can thank me now. Haven't done anything yet, but anyway. Yeah, so I have done nothing but videos over the last week or two about my marathon journey or the calamities that I face in life. But believe me, there is a sensible side to me, shock horror, and I'm going to give you some information and in the form of a Christmas present wrapped up in a nice little bow. But believe me when I say it's going to absolutely transform your life, and it is worth tens of thousands of pounds to you. Well, you better listen on to find out. So this is going to be a bit of a longer video than my normal ones, so please bear with me. But it is vital that you continue to listen and share it if you want to. Anyway, so what qualifies me to give you, any kind of information like this that's going to transform your life? Well, I've had a financial accountancy degree, got into the banking industry, qualified as a financial advisor, and ultimately bank manager, and I was that for a number of years. Last 5 years, I have my own business where I give financial education to families. And I'm very, very proud of what I do, because coming from the banking and financial industry, it was really very profit focused, whereas this business now is very customer focused. And the problem is in the financial industry, and you only have to open a newspaper or turn on the TV or read anything on Facebook, and you'll hear another bad news story about the banks. And it's being uncovered slowly but surely. It's unraveling. And becoming more apparent that they haven't been telling us the truth. I'm very, very proud to be part of a business that is all about telling the truth and exposing the banks, the financial advisors, the financial industry, the insurance industry for exactly what they are. Okay, so here's my little Christmas present to you. This is tip number one, and there's going to be many, many more of these to come. But the first one is about your mortgage. Now, everybody knows this is the classic way most people pay their mortgage, and the reason why they pay their mortgage the way they do is because the banks tell them to. So we pay, let's say, £500 a month or £800 a month every single month for, let's say, 25 years. Some mortgages are stretched out to 30 and 35 years, some 40 years, and that's no accident, by the way. The banks just want to keep us in debt as long as possible. I mean, you only have to look at, these minimum payments on these credit cards. They're luring you into paying the minimum payment to stretch you out as long as possible. But anyway, I'm just going to talk about a classic 25-year mortgage. So let's just say, for example, you pay £800 a month on your mortgage, yeah, for 25 years. What if I was to tell you that you can pay your mortgage slightly different? You'll shave years off the back of the mortgage and save you tens of thousands of pounds without paying an extra penny in towards your mortgage. No more extra than what you pay. Well, you probably wouldn't believe me. And already I'm starting to see the cynical antenna coming up from some of you. Well, that's all right. That's going to happen. We've been so psychologically conditioned into believing that what the banks tell us is gospel. But as I just said to you there, it's unraveling more and more day by day that, they haven't exactly been telling us the truth. But anyway, I'll get stuck in. So let's just show you exactly the way you pay your mortgage right now. I'm going to show you in the form of a diagram. Then I'm going to show you what you can do to save all this money, as I just said. Okay, so here you go. Hope you can read this properly. You want to see half of my face? Maybe that's a good thing. But anyway, there's a wee house. There's a wee diagram shape of a house. What this does is this shows you exactly how much, what sort of proportion of interest versus capital that you end up paying back, on your mortgage. So there's year 1 and there's year 25, okay? The blue depicts the amount of money you borrowed, as in, the capital. In this case, it's 150,000. Doesn't matter what's in here because the same proportions shape up. Doesn't matter if it's an 80 grand mortgage or a 100 grand mortgage or 200 grand mortgage, but in this case, it's 150. So the blue is the capital and the white depicts the amount of interest that you end up paying back over a 25-year period. Look at how disproportionate the amount of interest is versus the amount of capital you borrowed. So on a 150 grand mortgage, this is at an average sort of interest rate, you know, throughout the 25-year period, you'll end up paying back £358,000. I know for a fact that on a £100,000 mortgage, you'll end up paying just over 300,000, about £308,000. So really, it's about 2/3 of the amount that you end up paying back in total is interest. So if you can imagine from year one, you know, your first payment, your first few payments are all going to be all interest. And it's not until time goes on a wee bit that you're going to chip a little bit off the capital, pay, you know, a little bit less to interest, a little bit more towards the capital, a little bit less towards interest. And then ultimately your very last payment is going to be all capital. Okay, because it's all front loaded, all the interest. Okay, now, that's the way the banks want you to pay it. You know, £800, let's give that as an example, £800 every month for 25 years. Let's just say you were to split that payment into two and you were to pay £400 every fortnight. This is the way it's going to shape up. Okay? Now this is where you're not going to get any of my face. Maybe that's a good thing. Big spot there this morning. Anyway, so there is the way the diagram shapes up if you pay your mortgage every fortnight. Now look at the difference. There's a huge, lovely big band of orange here that depicts the amount of interest that you're going to save. And look, as you can see there, that says year 20. So if you pay £400 every fortnight, you're going to end up clearing a classic 25-year mortgage in 20 years. I'll tell you one step further than that. This is the way I pay mine. If you were to pay, as you can see there where I've scored, if you were to pay weekly, you'll end up, that's what, let's say £200 every week instead of £400 a fortnight or £800 a month. You'll end up clearing a classic 25-year mortgage in 15 years. Would you believe that? And as you can see here, there's £52,000. This is the fortnight example. You'll end up saving £52,000 of interest, not to mention the 5 years worth of monthly payments. Isn't that just crazy? All for just tweaking the way you pay your mortgage. Okay, so just recap. That is, if you pay monthly, you'll pay £800 every single month and it'll take you 25 years. If you pay fortnightly, you're paying £400 every fortnight and it'll take you 20 years. If you pay weekly, you pay £200 every single week and that will take you 15 years. Okay, now how does it work? Well, it's all down to how the interest is calculated. If you imagine from one end of a month to the next, interest is calculated daily on a mortgage every single day. So if you imagine from one end of a month to the next, your balance on your mortgage is going up, 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 up every single day. Whereas if you paid weekly, you're only allowed interest to build from one end of the week to the next. And then you're chipping off a little £200 payment. And then so obviously you're only going to be charged interest on what what you owe now, not what you borrowed. So then the next week interest will build again for a little bit, and then a wee quarter payment, a little £200 payment is going to come off again, and so that has the effect over time, and so on and so on and so on. That has the effect over time of decreasing your term from 25 years to 15 years, all because of the amount of interest you end up paying back. Okay. Now, I go out and see clients, several times a week, and they just are absolutely blown away by this information. They actually get quite angry and say, well, why are the banks not telling us this? Well, of course they don't want you to know this. Financial advisors don't want you to know this. Why? Because the longer you're in debt, the more money they're going to make. Can you imagine if your, financial advisor told you, a way to get you out of your mortgage 10 years earlier? Well, then there's 10 years where he's going to be without, there's 10 years where he's not going to be, or he or she, is not going to be able to come out to your home and resell you a new mortgage, a 2-year deal or another 5-year fixed deal or whatever. There's 10 years where, the banks or the insurance industry or your financial advisor again is not going to be able to, keep renewing your insurance and this kind of stuff as well. So obviously, the shorter that you're in debt, the shorter time you're in debt, the less advantage it is to the banks. But they're very, very short-sighted, because the way we look at it as a business is, when you tell people the truth, you're going to get, profit tenfold. You know yourself. Doesn't matter what sort of business you have. You could be, you could sell Christmas decorations for that matter. You could have a business selling Christmas decorations. But if you pull the wool over anybody's eyes, well, you're just going to start losing customers. But if you, tell them the truth and exactly how it's made and how it's manufactured and how much the cost is to you, and and understand, there's no shame in making profit. There's absolutely no shame whatsoever. But it's how disproportionate the amount of profit that the banks make versus what they end up giving to you, which is what is actually criminal in my opinion. But anyway, I'm rambling on. So, of course, the banks are going to, of course, you're going to ask, well, will the banks let me do this? Well, they have to let you do it. It's your statutory right as a consumer. You see, they'll try and throw the whole terms and conditions thing at you, says in your terms and conditions that you must pay this every single month for 25 years. Well, what if you won the lottery? You're not going to, just keep paying for 25 years just because it says in your terms and conditions. You're going to start attacking, that balance, or throw some of that lottery win towards your balance, which is going to get you out of it a lot quicker. So bang goes those terms and conditions. The only terms and conditions that are absolutely legal with your mortgage is that you must pay a certain payment every single month by a certain date. That's it. How you choose to get your money, to the institution by that certain date is entirely up to you. So it is absolutely your statutory right as a consumer to pay exactly how you like. Now, many of my clients, well, not so much my clients, people that hear wind of this, try and go and do it themselves and run down to the bank, and then they just fall at the first hurdle because the banks dig the heels in. Of course they're going to dig their heels in. They don't want the masses, finding this sort of information out. They're fighting against it, and they're fighting a losing battle, believe me, because this will be something that's commonplace that everyone's going to be doing within the next number of years. But really you need somebody behind you. You need some kind of support, and you need, some kind of, script at least, or you definitely need to get the dates right. And that's where I come in, and I sit with families, every day, and, or on Skype with, people who maybe aren't in the same country as me, or not, a wee bit of water separating us. I sit and explain and get a plan together of exactly, what dates and how to set it up, because you have to mitigate against, leap years and bank holidays and weekends, and make sure that your 4 payments or 2 payments are all in on time. And of course, you need someone like myself to support you when the banks are digging the heels in. So that is a service that I offer, and my clients are just bowled over by it, that they end up telling their neighbours and friends and family and work colleagues. So I'm never ever short of people to go and see. In fact, I've got reams and reams of people that I never even get a chance to go and see. But anyway, that's beside the point. So, like my Christmas tree shaking, that's the doggy. She's going to eat all the presents underneath. But yeah, believe me when I say I don't charge for this information. This is free information. This stuff should be free to you. This stuff, we're fighting tirelessly to get this stuff into schools. It should be in schools. We should know about this information, so it should be free. I don't charge anybody for my services. I do get paid, but it is absolutely never anything that comes out of your pocket. And how refreshing is that? So if you want to arrange an appointment with me or arrange a Skype call with me, feel free. But of course, obviously, you've got Christmas that's in the way. You're probably more concerned about spending money right now than saving money. But I do urge you to have a wee chat with your significant other over Christmas, and maybe, hit me up, after Christmas, and have me, come out and see you, or whatever's comfortable to you. Please swallow your pride, by the way. Friends and family are notorious for, being a wee bit cagey, about this kind of stuff. It's always more comfortable for me and for you to deal with somebody that you don't know. Everybody's a wee bit cagey about their money, but for the sake of saving thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds, wouldn't you be glad that you sat down and spent that time, an hour of your time with me, where I can build you up a plan of exactly what to do and how to present this and put this to the banks to make sure that they did it for you. So put your pride in the bin and take a chance, and at least have me come out and work out a wee plan for you. It's very much up to you. But anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. I've rambled on enough. I hope you got, well, I know you'll get benefit out of this if you have a mortgage. It's just whether you actually go ahead and do it and take action. So anyway, aside from that, I want to wish you a real happy Christmas and a happy New Year. I'm sure you'll see my face on here again, but do look out for the financial tips because they have a habit of transforming lives. Believe me. Anyway, okay, take care. Bye.